So I recently posted this on my community tab post. It was just a little drawing that I put up at the end of the day. And there was a comment that I really wanted to respond to. But first, let's go through this post. So there's this red line here. And I said, basically, this is the quote. "There's no point in slow and steady. I'll never make any money that way," which turns into these high jumps followed by terrible account blowing, and then you load up another amount, and then you lose that, and then you try and just you're trying to chase quick returns in order to make the money worthwhile. And I'm not going to pick on these people because I totally resonate with this. Because when you first get into trading and you see all these people making big money, you're like, oh my gosh, these people, they must have started with like $500 too, or $1,000. And, they just blew it up into this huge wealth that they have now. And that is so deceiving on social media, because in your mind, you're like, if they did it, why can't I do that? I can work hard. I can figure this stuff out. But the problem is that this is such a lie. The idea that you can turn a small amount of money into just this massive growth actually turns you into a trader that is basically taking a massive amount of risk in what is a relatively unpredictable thing, the financial markets. They're just not that predictable. With all of the right data in the world, you can still build an edge in the markets, but it's not a massive one. You're not just going to be right all the time, which is what is required for you to make insanely quick growth. You can't be wrong ever. So what ends up happening is traders who chase this style of approach, they end up having good runs and then they give it all back. Good runs, they give it all back, and they end up more broke than they started. Do not let this be you. I'm telling you, I have worked with so many traders over the years, and I've seen so many people come and go in this industry. The only people who stick around in this industry for the long term are people who employ this approach, the slow and steady. They finally commit. They say, enough of this nonsense. This is just making me more broke than I started. I have too, this is the problem. People say, I have too little money, so I have to go aggressive. Otherwise, it's not worth it. But is it worth it if you just get more broke than when you started? That's what's going to happen, right? That's what people refuse to accept when they're working with small amounts. They say, well, there's no point in me trading if I can't make any sort of substantial money soon, so I'm just going to quit completely. Or they just chase trying to make quick gains and they blow their money over and over and they end up worse off. So don't be this person, be this person. But there was a response to this that it stopped me, and I thought about it pretty much all day. So I'm going to read that comment to you because it was a good retaliation to my post and I want to discuss it. So Mence DeFlavor wrote up a very nice response to my post that I wanted to respond to. I didn't heart it, but this is actually a good point, and I'm going to tell him I'm responding to you in today's video because his comment is great here. Let's read it. So he said, "This is true, but easier when you're trying to maintain your life or sustain wealth, and harder when you're trying to level up significantly. I'm an engineer that was slow and steady investing. I have a kid and a wife now. I can't afford a home, barely afford a car, pretty much hand to mouth. Significantly more pressure there, and hate for the slow and steady. What I get from this is that there's no escape and very little hope, but you're still right. It's the way of the world." So first of all, this, like I said, I read all my comments and I get these kinds of messages regularly, but this like stopped me for the day. And I was like, I need to respond to this video or to this comment. So here is my response to this. As frustrating as this situation is, you are actually right. And I understand how this topic frustrates with people. When I am out here and I'm a YouTuber that has, I've built up my capital over the years, and I already have my capital and I know how to trade, and I have, things are going well. And then I'm saying, yeah, stick to the slow and steady. I know that can probably be frustrating to somebody who does not have, trading capital built up over the years, and they hear that you just have to stay slow and steady, because what that means is that you're not going to make that much money. So I totally understand the frustration, but I also love that this person is logical enough to accept the reality of what trading is and what it is not. Trading, he got it dead right. Trading is better for maintaining and slowly growing wealth. It is not for generating massive amounts of it. And let me tell you, put yourself in my shoes, that doesn't really help me as a YouTuber. It would get me way more views if I told you what a lot of the social media traders that are totally faking it are telling you, which is you totally can turn small amounts of money into huge money. Just watch me do it on this channel. Me personally, I'm telling you right now, I have not done that. I have generated income from, my background is in software engineering. I started businesses before I ever got into trading and investing. Throughout my high school careers and into my college years, I had a landscaping business. I bought and sold a lot of like equipment, tractors and ATVs and four-wheelers. I was really into flipping stuff on Craigslist, and I would sell. I'd buy and sell many things. My point is, my initial trading account did not come from, I've got $200 to my name and I'm going to flip this into $1 million. That's not what happened. I've started several businesses along the side. I've had software engineering as my career path. So I have other sources of money that have gotten me to the point where I can trade the capital that I trade today. Of course, I also now run A1 Trading, which is a software business for traders. We build fundamental analysis tools. You can check out our website, a1trading.com. Also, guys, I just wanted to let you know that if you're looking for a new brokerage and you're on this hustle train like I am, just so you know, there are some special sign-up perks down below in the description. If you use one of those brokers, these are referral links, but they have special perks for you. If you sign up with Eightcap, you can get access to the Edge Finder for free. If you sign up with WeBull, you can get free shares for free when you start out, right? You can get free stock shares, which is amazing. And OANDA has, I believe, a welcome bonus for certain people. So check out the brokers down below. If you're on that hustle train, why not make it a little easier? Get some free stuff when you sign up. And of course, you'll also be supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. This is just a true statement. It's frustrating and it's not fun to hear, but trading is not very good for making a ton of money quickly from not a lot of money. That's a pipe dream that gets people more broke. If you think that way, this is going to be you. I am almost certain of it. The people who claim to the contrary never show you a bank statement. They never show you that they've provably just had $500 in the account and they've grown it to $1 million. Nobody does that, right? If they have done it, it's like 1 in a bazillion people. And is that really going to be you? Is that what the odds you want to take, that you're going to have this lucky streak and grow an account? But most likely 99.99% of the time, you're just going to be more broke than you started. So what's my word of encouragement to this person? Slow and steady does not just mean, you can never make it, because I never was not slow and steady with my trading. I've always been relatively conservative. Even in my most aggressive accounts, I'm not going for 20% per month. I'm still in my most aggressive accounts today going for like 2 to 5%, because what I know is I don't need to. I am fortunate enough to be in the maintain segment, as this commenter points out. I'm just trying to slowly build what I already have, not trying to create new wealth. Now, if you're somebody who is looking to create new wealth, here's my honest opinion for you. Trading is not the way to create massive new wealth. Other areas are. So here's my honest opinion. If you want to day trade or swing trade or invest for a living someday, my opinion is this: build other sources of income, whether that be get really good at your career. Let's say I'm still in the software world. I just run a business now. But if I had stayed working at a salaried job as a software engineer like I used to, if I had stayed in that path, I would have doubled and tripled and quadrupled down into being the best possible person I could. I would job hop. I would find ways to, level up my software career, right? I would try and get into higher placements within the company that I'm at, or some way to grow my income so that I would have more disposable income. The source of becoming a full-time trader, you need disposable income. Now, other traders might say you can go for the funding route. That is another option too. If you are really good at trading, first of all, get good at trading. That's important, because it doesn't matter if you have money if you can't trade successfully. Get to a point where you can trade profitably. You can go the prop funding route, or you can go the old-fashioned way, which is what I did, which is build up your sources of income, grow your income to a point where you have enough to actually trade and make it worthwhile, right? If a 2% monthly gain for you doesn't sound very attractive, your account size is too small. It's not that 2% is too little, it's your account size is too little, right? And I don't mean that disrespectfully, I mean that with the utmost respect. This frustration is valid, but I'm telling you the solution is don't try and gamble your account out of that situation. Get your account out of that situation by building your income in whatever ways possible. Now you might say, well, that's easier said than done to get a promotion. But I'm going to tell you right now, the only way you get into the situation, there's no beating around the bush. Trading for a living is hard. Becoming entrepreneurial in general is very, very difficult. But if you're going to get yourself out of the situation, there's going to be some sacrifices, right? You've got to work weekends, maybe flip things on the weekends like I used to do, or start up a landscaping business. Summer's rolling around here where I live in Atlanta, US. I used to cut grass every weekend throughout college and high school. And that ended up being a nice extra amount of money. That was where my first deposits into trading and investing came from, was I was cutting grass for all of my neighbors. So I'm telling you, hustle is the only way that you're going to be able to get a trading account size that is worthwhile. There's no beating around the bush. You either need to get funded, which is hard, or you need to build up extra sources of income, which is hard. And then you need to actually learn how to trade and become profitable at it. That's hard. Nothing on this channel is about how easy trading is. You'll never hear that from me. This stuff is so difficult. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but I hope that this is motivational, I guess, to somebody out there. This is genuinely my experience, how I got myself into the situation where I can trade for a living. I do other things as well, but it's because, to be honest, trading for a living is incredibly boring. I've done that. I did that for a little bit before I really went full, YouTube and software company as well as trading. I was trading and I was working. I had for a little bit of time, I was just doing some contractor work for a brokerage. I was doing their analysis videos for members and for their community. So that was part of my income. And then of course, trading was part of my income. And I did a little bit of YouTube at the time. It wasn't very big at the time. And then, over time that's changed. But my point is, if you want to get to a point where your sole income is trading, it's going to take some time, some hard work, and some sacrifices, and there's no way of getting around it. So thank you for the comment. I hope that my answer was helpful to you in some ways. There is hope. It's just going to be probably you have a kid and a wife. Get the wife on board. She's got to be on the same page, right? My wife is very much on the same page about money as I am. We are relatively frugal with it. We still do our traveling, but the wife's got to be on the same page. This is my opinion, all of this stuff, of course, but I'm sharing my experience and what has helped me to get to the point where I'm at. And so hopefully that was helpful. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next one. If you're someone who watches my channel and you're from outside of the US, I want to tell you quickly about our top broker partner here on the channel, Eightcap. Eightcap is regulated by ASIC and SCB, and through TradingView, you can actually trade directly with your Eightcap account. They also offer very competitive spreads and commissions. They have a wonderful support system and team, and you can trade anything from Forex pairs, commodities, indices, and even some select stocks. Check out Eightcap using the link down below in the description, and there are some special sign-up perks if you use that link down below again in the description. Thanks for watching.